And welcome back to another wonderful episode in the woodlot, where we're going to find out if these crates are fact or fiction. Is this just another firewood gimmick, or is this going to be a profitable endeavor? In case you're new to the channel, I stopped the other day, picked up 20 of these crates, right? These are from the IBC Totes. You can find them on like Facebook or Craigslist, other places like that. You know, they sell them with the plastic bladder inside of them. You can use those for rainwater catchment. You can use them for just holding on to water so you can wash cars or dogs, or, you know, it's just a good little resource actually. And they ship, you know, soaps and chemicals and stuff like that. If I do get the bladder for the inside for using it on the Homestead, I strive to get the food grade ones. I don't get anything that had any harsh chemicals in it to use here. But this, I just wanted to get the cages because we're going to try to use those in the firewood business, right? Incorporate those into the firewood business. Now, I don't know. Some guys are real crunchy on the numbers. I don't think I gave it much thought, but one thing you have to consider is how much you handle the wood, right? Like, how long does it take to actually fill one of these firewood bins to get it out the door for a customer? And that's what we're going to tackle in this video here. Now, normally, like I showed you in the video earlier, we have some guys that sell them by the short bed or the long bed, and what they do is they find like a pickup truck, and you know, maybe it was in a big accident or something, and they take the bed off of it and they use that, right? So you have a short bed and a long bed, $35 and $70, but all you have to do is scoop up the wood and dump it in there. But the burden, if you will, is on the customer. So they have to show up, you know, load it into their truck, drive it home. So that's their time, which, I don't know, for some reason people don't equate that with value, right? It's just, oh, I'm gonna go do it. It's the drudgery of it. Whereas with something like these crates here, we do the work, stacking it, getting it all pretty for you, and then we just load it in your vehicle or trailer or whatever it is you pick it up with, and then you go home and unload it, and then you just work right out of it. So you never really handle it, but we have to handle it on our side. So you have to take into account the man time that it takes to put one of these bins together. That's what I'm getting at. So sometimes, and pretty much most of the time, I'm out in the woodlot by myself, right? So I'm going to right now fill up one of these containers by myself on a timer, and I'm going to see how long that it takes. And then I got a little something special. We're going to actually do one more test and see how long that takes to give you guys a fair comparison, okay? So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to fill up this bin right here with firewood, and we're going to see how long it takes real time. Here we go. 3:08, that's the time. And you can't get a pace that's unrealistic. Like, I can't rush through this because I won't be able to do 20 of the containers. I just have to go at the pace that I would be going at so we can get a true idea on how long it takes. Done. All right, we clocked that in at just under 25 minutes. Now times that by 20, right? So that's a lot of time to fill up these containers and to offer them for sale. But I will tell you, they are super handy dandy. Like when we first got here off grid and we were doing the wood thing, I would stack them in the cords, you know how you see it, and then I put the T-post up. You can go back and look at some of our old videos. You can watch me go through the whole process. I put the T-post up at the ends, and I stacked in my whole cord, and then I had 2 wide and, you know, 10 deep or whatever it was, you know, and I just kept doing it like that. And you know, that wasn't too bad. And it's just for our own personal use, right? And then then I built the wood shack. So then we were taking it and putting it in the wood shack, and that's worked out really good. But I'm just saying, if you don't have a wood shack or any dedicated space, these are fantastic for your homestead. I don't have a link for you or nothing, but I think you can just tarp that and keep it right by your place, and you don't have to worry about them falling over or, you know, anything like that. It's very tidy. So I don't know, I really like it. But is it going to make sense on the business side of it? I want to break this into scoops. So what we'll do is we'll take one of these bins and we'll dump it out, and we'll see how many scoops we get in the skid steer. Because if I take 6 scoops, I've calculated that out, you know, to equal roughly, or to equal a little more than a full cord of wood. And a full cord of wood is a 4 by 4 by 8, 4 foot high, 4 foot wide, 8 foot long. Okay, so I want to measure all these things before we really get into it, and it's kind of cool you guys get to come along so you can see if it actually is going to make sense and how it equates out and everything else. So now what I want to do is I want to show you guys, if you had somebody helping you, right, how fast you could accomplish it or how long does it take. Okay, so like I said, that was a little over, what did I say, 25-ish minutes, you know, and here we go with 2 fellows. And they're gonna fill the bin up, and we'll see how long that one takes. Now that one was 9 minutes and 40 seconds. So they got that done pretty quick. So if you got 2 guys, it's still about 10 minutes, and you times that by 220, you know, 10 minutes times 20, and then you start doing the math. Like I say, the convenience of it though can't be beat. But I don't know if it's just easier, you know, to sell by the, I guess we'll have to let capitalism and the customers dictate, but you know, if it's just easier just to fill up truckloads, because they're going to come with a truck or trailer to get this container anyways, right? So this is going to be an interesting find right here. We're going to see if this really works. I'm not sure if many people follow up with it. I've seen a lot of people use it. If you got any ideas of people that followed up with it, leave a link down below. But I do see them using it. And then we're going to visit those tanks there too. See how that works out. Had to get me a little drink there. Here comes the rain again. So if you had one guy that was filling up those bins, he'll get 2 done an hour, right? One every 25, 28, 30 minutes. Plus, you know, he's gonna have a drink and, you know, play with his phone. 2 an hour, and we have 10 bins to fill at 2 an hour, so that's 20 bins total, right? So that means 10 hours is $150, okay? So it's going to take him 10 hours to fill 20 bins if he's doing 2 every hour. And it's going to cost you $150 in labor. Plus you had to go out and find those bins. And even if you do it yourself, you know, you're saying, well, I don't pay myself for the labor. It's your time. It takes away from time on the farm, takes away time on the homestead. And so even one person is going to do one, you know, like I said, every half an hour. So that gives you 2, you know, every hour. If you have 2 guys doing it, then you got $30 an hour, but you're going to get, you know, 5 of them done, so you're gonna get down to 4, so it's $120. So it really is about the same if you have 2 fellows or even if you have just 1, right? So you have to put the math to it and see how it works best for you. Does it make sense to do it, right? Is it worth it? Do you have the machine already? Are you gonna have to buy the machine? You have to add all that up too. So stay tuned on this little series. This is kind of fun. I've never really broke it down like this, all this firewood stuff. Usually we just fetch it for ourselves, but now with this whole selling firewood to the neighborhood, you know, it gets a little more involved. And then you got your gas and your chainsaw and all that stuff. We're not even talking about that right now. Right now we're just talking about the bare bones of it, just stacking it in there and then getting it out the door. Nothing about all the stuff it takes to get it in that thing, right? So, man. All right, that was cool. All right, so you guys have a great day. Don't forget, you can check out offgridwithdougandstacy.com because we're going to be in Florida in January if you guys want to come and listen to us talk. And we're going to be talking about self-sustainable living, some of the 4 major things for living off grid, you know, your heat, water, food, stuff like that. And we're going to be in Florida, so if you go to offgridwithdougandstacy.com, it's starting to come down pretty good out here. On the home page, a little box will pop up and it'll say, come see us in Florida. If you just click that, it'll have all the details on where it's at and when it is and how much the tickets are and who else will be there and all that fun jazz. So we hope to see you guys there. Otherwise, check out offgridwithdougandstacy.com for some, you know, chocolate tea. Everybody's loving the chocolate tea. Also, Stacy has her cookbook, and if you ordered a fermenting book, Stacy's working on it. She's just on the back end of it. She's getting real close, and we look to have those in your mailbox by January, February, but we're working real hard trying to get you there, okay? All right, I appreciate you guys for stopping by the homestead. Come on, Molly. Come on, girl. And then I guess we'll catch you guys on the next video. Come see Papa. All right. I'll let you guys see Molly running over. I've been praying on simple Atta girl. Let's go inside before it rains. 9 to 5 with a suit and tie.